Hello, this is my railway. I'm a novice to this game. I've been doing this about 6 months. It's taken me 6 months to build this. And one of the problems you have is where to put one. This one is upstairs in a spare bedroom. As you can see by where it fits, there's not much space. One way I've eased out of that is my unit sits on legs and has wheels. If I have a problem over the far side and I want to do some maintenance, I can't get to it because there's not enough space. But by pulling on the track, you can move it out, you can get behind and push it back again. You can move it anywhere in the room. So it's a lot easier to work. One thing I've found out really since I started this is that it's a hobby that is endless. From a novice to a full rail person who's been doing this for 20 years, there is always something to learn off somebody else, a new trick that somebody's got. Now on my rail system, one thing I actually have is two buttons. I use 3 ways of cleaning the track. One which is the rubber eraser, another one which is the dapple cleaner, which actually you can put solution into there, and underneath there is a vacuum cleaner, and then when all the rubbish is picked up off the track, it goes in there, you empty it out and it does it quite easily. I use that every 2 or 3 weeks basically. One thing is by putting the fluid in, which is either dapple or track magic, it just cleans the tops of the tracks. But as I run this railway every day, it's one way that I get round this is by using these. These are dust monkeys, and they actually sit underneath the trucks. Here's one particular truck with it on. There it is, it sits there, and what it actually does is it goes round the track, sitting under there, and it rubs on the rails, polishing them and keeping them clean. This is one of the new ones, which I haven't used yet. I've got 2 here, I've only used 2 of them. This one, which I've actually got on the bottom, as you will see, is rather filthy. So the way of getting out of that is I actually take it off. I then get my track cleaner, either my track magic or my dapple. I actually pour a little spot onto there like that, rub it, then I take it downstairs and wash it under the tap, and it comes back like that one. Then all I do then is reattach it to the train. It's a good way of keeping the track clean, but what I've actually done is that particular train over this class 47 over on the far side, the little blue wagon has actually got one of these dust monkeys sitting underneath it, and every time before I actually start running my railway I do a little program. That is set of course into Railmaster, and there we'll find it on there, and it's right at the bottom of it. There it is, the track cleaner. I just set it off and away the train will go. One thing with most of my stuff that sits on top of the track, you know, my buildings, my cars, my grass and everything else, I have actually had this from a local rail shop, which is my local, which is a few miles away, called Hobby Goblin, which is in Burslem in Stoke-on-Trent. Steve, who runs it, is a very welcoming person. I was new to the game, but he feels you're most welcome, and they sell virtually everything. But also he's got a track into the shop, so if you've got a train with a problem, you can take it there and you'll be able to sort it out while you stand there. I did have a problem with this particular train where a cable had come off underneath. I hadn't got a clue where it come from. I took it over to Steve, and within minutes it was back on the track. It actually had blown the decoder inside it, so I had to have a new decoder. But within 15 minutes it was back, good as gold, and it's, as you see, running around the track quite easily. As I said, one thing, we always learn new tricks. Now, once this is done its little program, I'll show you another one which has got in Railmaster. In actual fact, what I can actually do is I can stop this train from doing what it's supposed to be doing. Find it. As you see, it is a bit of a problem to find the train. There we are, it stopped. As I said just then, you saw the problem. I couldn't find the train which is down here on here. You've got to run, you're right if you've got one or two trains, but when you've got quite a few, I've got 7 of them now, but you just see, you've got to scroll down here, and it's quite a thing to keep going up and down. But in Railmaster, if you actually go to the little spanner, which is a series type thing, and down here you'll see there where it says number 1. If you go onto there, you can actually make that 2. What happens is then is you actually get 2 lines of trains. So as it happens, the little dapple cleaner which is sitting down there, which doesn't get run that much, but the other trains are all there. So we've got my A1, my 47, the class 40, class 150, my 060 shunter, class 8, and I've also got the mallard. So I can actually jump any one of those at any one time. I can control 2 trains at once. One thing you can do with the Railmaster is you can make a program up, such as I've just done with this particular train here, but also is once you've done that one and you've set it in your programs, you can do another one, such as that one there. You can do another program with that train, and when you've done that, save that one. And then, in actual fact, there is a thing called a merge system, which is in Railmaster, and you can merge the 2 programs together. You can put one train in at the same time as the other, and the system will actually automatically put all the timings in. So it's better than trying to control 2 trains at once when you're trying to program one of these trains. One of the things is I've always found with this is, as I said, it's a learning curve. I have learned a lot in the 6 months it's taken me to build this. It's quite easy, but one of the things I've found is that YouTube has got hundreds and hundreds of videos on how to do all sorts of things, from laying the track, from laying the ballast, to putting the grass on, all sorts, and that's how I actually learned, through YouTube. And one of my favourite ones is actually Intercity 82. One of the things is he will shows you all the new trains, all the trains he tests. Now, one of the things I had when I was actually after this Arriva train, and I fell in love with it when I saw it on his YouTube. I got one. It only cost me £67. I then took it to Steve at Hornby Railmaster, who then fitted a sound unit into it, and that train now is a brilliant train. In a room like this, which is hollow, it does sound a bit noisy when it goes off, but it is a lovely train, and I love my train. I actually used to travel on this particular train, not this how small, but from Crewe down to South Wales regularly every week. So I was quite used to Arriva. But also, as one thing, I used to work for Arriva Vehicle Hire when they were in the heyday. So it's all related to that. But this is an endless job. Thing is, I've taken 6 months, but it can take a lot longer. I can actually rip parts of it up and start again, and that's what people have done. I am limited to what I can do because of the size of the room. This particular set is only on a 6x4. One of the things that it's set to is one of the Hornmaster track mats. This is track mat F, but actually when you have the Railmaster, one of the things it's actually got in is, if you go to this piece here where you actually can put in the trains. There we go. Right, now then, there's all the track plans. So if we go to track plan A, I'll actually put this down to 75 so it's easy to work to. You will see that that's the basic track plan. Now those then go up and up and up. There's another one which is track plan C. As I said, this one of mine is track plan F, which is that one, although things have changed a little bit. This was not on the original track plan, but I've actually moved it. But that's just the basic ones. But you can actually go to complicated systems like this. There is dozens and dozens of plans in there you can actually have a look at, and you can most probably utilise one of these as one of your test plans. So it's quite an easy one to work to. And one thing is that when you've got to record a program, this little piece here, which is the tape recorder, you press that, a little key will come on there which actually says once you press that, everything you do will be recorded. When you've started your train off, what it'll actually do then is start flashing a little red, and then when you finished, you go to there and click it, and it'll actually bring up your program, such as the one I've got there for the track plan, which is there, and that is all the program. Whereas I've said before in some of my videos, these are the seconds. You can tweak them to make whatever you want. If the train has gone round, gone to the side and it hits the buffers, all you do is decrease the last part there, which is 156.5. You can drop it down by 0.5 of a second, and you can tweak them inch by inch, and you can actually get the train working exactly to how you require it. That is it for this video, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you.